All right, so since we like to do all kinds of stuff around here, it's awfully bright. Oh well. I'm gonna start some seeds today. I know, it's January, but I'm starting some cool flowers. Yep, flowers. Bob loves those. So, I'm gonna show you that. And I like to start them in soil blocks because I follow the Gardener's Workshop. Took her class, the Gardener's Workshop, and so start them in little soil blocks because I don't have much room, and they've been working really well. So I'll show you how that goes. So I have my soil blocking mix in here. Not really sure how it got wet over there, kind of over there, but it's really supposed to be dry. Anyway, so I have to figure that out, but whatever. And then I put it in here, and then now I'm going to add some water to make it moist. I'm going to get my handy dandy potato masher that I bought at the Goodwill to kind of see how much water I need. Alright, you want your soil blocking mix fairly moist. So I just keep doing this until, oops, I kind of get it to how I want. One thing I add is this from the Ever Hopeful Gardener. I add some of her natural plant food. It's some frass. It's basically insect poop. And you don't really need a lot. I do some very scientific measuring. That's about how much I add. What I like about this, it does not stink. And I add it into my soil blocks. Just like that. I also use it when I feed my seedlings. I add it to the water once a week. Try to do it once a week. Actually, sometimes it's every other week, but I try to do it once a week. Instead of seaweed, because that really stinks and I have to feed mine inside. And Harvest is what I used to use. This is a seaweed fish emulsion that I used to use. I'd mix a little bit of this in water and then feed my seedlings with this because they need a little bit of food like once a week. But this stuff really stinks. And since my seedlings are inside at this time of year, because it gets too cold in the hoop house at night for the seedlings, I really like the frass stuff. Put that in the water and it's better because it doesn't stink so bad. So that's what I've been using. The frass, and it looks just like powder kind of in there if you can see it. It's not focusing. There we go. And really it smells almost like brownie mix. Doesn't smell bad at all, whereas the other stuff stinks. Obviously it's a fish seaweed emulsion, smells like fish. This smells so much better. And I've been using this for a little while and I really like it. This is kind of the consistency. I like to get it pretty moist. And so this should make good little soil blocks. I'll show you that. All right, this is my little soil blocker. That's what I use. Makes 20. So 20, is that right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And just smush all the dirt in there. That's why it has to be wet. I kind of press in there, make sure that I got it all in. Use my handy dandy little potato masher, make it all clean. And then I'm going to, I kind of set it towards the back of this tray so that I have this to water. And then I'm gonna, so now I just, where those little indentations are in there, that's where I'm gonna put the seeds. So I can make another set of blocks. Little tray, kind of go to the back so I still have that front little well place. Voila, voila. I mean, like, all of them aren't perfect, like this one's not totally perfect, but you know. Okay, so that 40 plants right here in this little tiny space, instead of you know, 40 plant, let's see, do I have a little tray? I don't. To show you in a bigger spot. But 40 little plants I'm making. Bob's coming in to show you that he loves when I plant flowers. All right, now I'm gonna sow these seeds in my soil blocks with a toothpick. I just press them right in there. And then according to these seeds, lightly cover the seed. It needs like 1/8 of an inch of soil. So what I do is I just take a little bit of this and I just press it over the seed. I'm a little bit obsessed, starting seeds again, but I'm just gonna bring my chair and stay in here all day long. It is what, like 33 degrees outside today, and it is 67 right now in this hoop house. So I think I'm just gonna like lay out in here and pretend it's summertime because it is so nice in here. So everybody needs to build themselves a hoop house, and therefore we can all just overwinter in the hoop house. I love it. Sun is shining.
starting in the lower garden here today as much as I can. And what I'm doing is I'm taking apart the wood planter boxes. That's actually where all these grubs came from. When I took the boards off, there were grubs all in this dirt. So we do have a grub problem, but that's what chickens are for. But we want to do more of just like either rows like this, especially for the flowers and everything related to that. But I'm going to take this bed apart and those beds apart and just do a row just like we did here with the eucalyptus. Eventually we'll probably do that with all of these, I guess. In all honesty, my vegetable garden, I'm being pushed out slowly every year. That's really the truth. But I'm going to take all these blocks and pretty much do a row kind of like this one here. Just maybe more use them as edging. I think it's pretty neat. When I first started this garden, which I think was 4 years ago now, or this should be going on, I guess, the 4th year. This ground here was just like that. It was hard as a rock, just grass. Not much good for anything but grazing. And on these walkways, I've been putting down wood chips for pretty much probably 3 years now, I guess. And look at this. I mean, this is nothing but wood chips. Look at that. That's some good stuff. I could plant stuff right in that, which in a way I'm doing. I'm going to move this dirt over here, but this gives a nice base to plant on. But that's pretty neat. Now, to say we have a grub problem is an understatement. Quick warning, if you're queasy or eating lunch, you might not want to see this, but that is all the grubs that I just pulled out of basically half of that planter box that I've been moving the dirt into there. I think I've spent more time picking out the grubs than I have moving the dirt. So, yeah, we got to figure that out. Good for the chickens, though. I'm going to give a handful to the old girls, and then I'll give the rest to the new girls. All right, we got that job done. I will say it's interesting how much dirt you, I guess, waste in a planter, a raised planter like that, because I got probably at least double the length of planting space just from the dirt in those 2 planters. And this is probably equal to at least 4 planters, I would say, maybe even a little more. So that's a lot of dirt. I do have to keep that in mind. So now I've got to start spreading this out into a long mound. I don't have time to do that today, but I did. This is where all the block came from, and I got to take those apart. So again, a little bit every day, hopefully.
Well, having some not so great germination on these. What are these? Yeah, marigolds. Look, terrible germination. None. Zero, zilch, nothing, none on those. Not good germination here. That's not good. And then look at these. These are some sunflowers I started. Several had popped up, and then they're all dead today. It's called damping off. I killed them all. Killed them. Yep. I'm a flower killer, apparently, today.
This is our garlic, which is very close to harvest time. Onions, peppers, tomatoes, more peppers, tomatoes. And then that's pretty much the end of any type of little bit of vegetables. Everything else is flowers. This whole row, I have no idea what it is. A bunch of different things. I always got a ton of strawberries. Pretty much picking strawberries every day, which is awesome. This is all eucalyptus. Big eucalyptus and little eucalyptus. They're growing. This is the bed that I weeded and mulched that was looking terrible. I think all of this is amaranth. Celosia. Okay, some of it's, I swear, it's in the Sedammer. I don't know. That's why I'm not the flower person, but these are all flowers or something related to flowers. Then we cross over to what I call the rough side of town. This side of the garden needs a little bit of work. I think these are anemones. Pretty much are about done. That whole bed is done. Most of it's weeds. This whole bed is about done. So those will be redone, I'm sure, soon. These are my willow trees that I'm trying to grow, which the majority of them have grown. I had to dump about 5 of them that didn't grow. But I do think they're going to grow to where I can plant them. And we got some dahlias coming up from last year. Most of this is strawberries that have taken over. But yeah, this whole side of the garden is in kind of rough shape. But a little bit at a time. And lastly, in the upper garden, bunch of beautiful flowers. All the snapdragons. Sean's been cutting a lot of those. We do have one bed available. These are all snapdragons, and then we just got a wide variety of I don't know what for the most part. Growing up down here. A lot of these flowers, well, some of them we're gonna hopefully have ready for some Mother's Day bouquets. But the majority of these are planned for our son's wedding. It's coming up in less than a month, so Shauna's getting a little stressed about that. These are all sunflowers, I think we've shown before. Some are growing a lot higher, and these are that were planted later. More strawberries, more sunflowers. Yeah, I don't know what all this stuff is. These are zinnias, that whole row pretty much. This is called stock. And I can't remember what these are called. Shoot, can't remember. But anyway, all that is what we have going on in the flower garden. So getting some beautiful flowers, and hopefully most of them will keep coming, and we'll have enough for the wedding.